Hello, good evening or good morning whenever you're watching this. Trigger warning of a lifetime other than I'm very late for the stream. The true trigger warning, and I hope it's not the angle. We did look up the color blindness colors, but we have something scrolling on the bottom of the screen. The kind of the fair use, the don't be a chicken nugget, the don't go touch the poop, the be a decent human being, the keep your hands and feet to yourself. All that is at the bottom. What in the world? I was late because I was late, and also my computer fell, and also it happens a lot. If you want to know when we actually go live, here is where you can find that out. This is the remind link. Also, I have the wrong chat box up, which is why I got distracted. I hope you're doing well, whether you're on the live chat or not. If you wonder why we're doing Scentsy tonight, and you wonder, oh my god, did DC prepare something early? Yes, I did. Why is this not refreshing? Ah! Refresh. Did this refresh now? Back to live mode. Scentsy family reunions tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and Infiltration City. So that's what we're gonna do. Refresh. Hopefully that works. We'll wait. Did your teachers ever do that to you? And they would say, we'll wait. I always was terrified when they would do that. But this is not refreshing. But here we are. I know chat's doing something. Edit widget. Save. Are we just gonna do that? Don't make me come in there. Delete. 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 Mother trucker. Here's what we're doing tonight. Scentsy, because we accidentally went on a squirrel trail in members only earlier. We were just supposed to be crafting, and that didn't happen. We were perusing the back office. And then they had a list from 2023 Family Reunion of every single 5-minute speaker of trainers that were happening. Oh my god, we're gonna pivot because we can. And they linked to every single social media. And so we were like, of course. What in the world? Am I distracted? Yeah, this is why we wear a hat. Yeah, my hair is dirty. So we were going link, follow, link, follow, link, follow, because I love following pro multi-level marketers on YouTube because algorithm, and it brings me to more multi-level marketers so we can have people to react to. Just show up in my feed. If you want to send people to me to react to, that is also preferred. But live chat and I were crafting, and then we were watching, and we're like, huh, this is interesting. And I said 3,000 subscribers, so we clicked on her profile, And then we clicked on how I use fundraisers to make money or something to that effect. And I was like, no way. Because you kind of think, is it really going to be as bad as the title says it's going to be? And I was in Mary Kay and Young Living, and you think, is it going to be bad? Spoiler alert, it's that bad. That's why the trigger warning's at the bottom. Trigger warning, using medically fragile people to make money in multi-level marketing. Recruiting medically fragile people in multi-level marketing. Let me know your highs and lows before the fuckery begins. Greetings, salutations. Coconuts, let us play the old I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. Let me do a, oh, do we have coconuts in here? Please hold. Please hold. Coconuts is an OG. Coconuts. Is it in there now? Let's turn the volume down.
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts, dee-dee-dee-dee. There they are, standing in a row. Big ones, small ones, some as big as your head.
I don't know if that was loud enough. Hold on. Probably not.
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts, dee-dee-dee-dee. There they are, standing in a row. Big ones, small ones, some as big as your head.
Low people, high other people. I'll tell you my highs and lows. High, got some things done today and got to needlepoint some. Low, low spoon count. Oh, also high, brush my teeth today. Y'all, if you did some hygiene, kudos, snaps to you. If nobody like high-fived you for that today, if you weren't able to do hygiene today, that is also okay. You're still crushing it. And don't feel bad if you like are struggling with taking care of yourself. Sometimes you just don't have the spoons, and like don't feel like you're less of a human if you feel some kind of way about like struggling to human sometimes. Hi, working on Dracula book brick set. That sounds cool. Still feeling really emotional from today. Care Bear, sending you lots of love. Hi, it was my mom's birthday, so it was fun. Low, I'm very tired even though I didn't really do anything today. I'm gonna turn up my volume. Jump scare, guys. I'm turning up my volume, so, to that. I read it loud and clear, and man, does that bring back memories. I love a good pop culture. A good pop culture moment. Let me go back to chat. Kiddo had an awesome ball practice. Love that. And that's big because we had a major shutdown last week. So big win. Love that. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Elaine. Got it. Oh, new fence. Love that. Yes. Oh, yes, your peach tree. Crafting has happened. All right, we're going to start. I'm just going to put a little more of drop shadow on this so that allegedly the orange is supposed to... I was trying to make the trigger warning like... I have my crafting pillow, so like... And my camera and my light is like precariously... The reason it's balanced is because this is my chronic pain corner setup. There's nothing... It's holding on for dear life. And there is a long ass like... The topic about what we're talking about is gonna be in the ticker as well. So I'm just gonna double check that maybe the member only, the chat has populated. Still no. That's okay. Al, greetings and salutations. We're just gonna see everybody tonight, I guess. Oh, dentist appointment? You can do it. Y'all, also don't forget to advocate for yourself at the dentist. Also, if you are a dental hygienist, shout out to those of y'all who don't shame the shit out of your patients who don't have perfect teeth, because sometimes life is very hard. And some of us just don't have perfect teeth, and some of us it's just a win if we can even take care of ourselves. So not shaming us so we're not scared to come back. And that's always a win. You picked your first cantaloupe I grew. Was it easy? Was it hard? I mean, difficult? My dental team is all female and I love them. Love that for you. A group of rabbits is called a fluffle. I love that. Just hate the game, not the players. Sometimes I hate the players, but I love when the players are like, cool. I love when the players make the game accessible to everybody. I love when the players don't make the game hard for new players to join. If that makes sense. Anyways, this is our newbie. All of the streams for Scentsy are scheduled, so clear your schedules. If you want to join, I will be letting y'all know. Turn on your... Huh? Okay. Remind app. I think this is the... How long is too long for hair? Because... Is it RMD? Okay. This is not a scam. If you are a parent, you may have this app. You can text at hello DC to 81010 and you can click this link and you will get a text when I manually text you just a link to join or to watch YouTube. And sometimes I forget. Not this week though. I won't forget to text you this week. Just when I'm trying to remind you that I'm going live. So if you want to do that, you can do that. You have to download the app though, I think. I don't know exactly how it works, but it won't give you a virus, okay? Thank you. Not Monet. Just Brush your hair. Just kidding. I mean, I don't know. Follow, what's her name? Whatever her name is. Brush your hair and talk to a dermatologist if you're having issues, and sleep on a silk pillowcase or wear a bonnet if you are having whatever, you know, growth issues. Talk to a dermatologist. Get trims. Don't wear your hair in a ponytail at night. Use rubber bands without that metal piece in them. What else? I don't know. My hair's kind of long now though, but I just cut a bunch of off the front. Abby Young, bless you. My brain's like way out of. I went to bed at 5 in the morning, so my brain's like, what are we doing? Fighting scams today. All right. We are going to get this link. Copy the link.
Okay.
When I say do not touch the poop. However, don't touch the poop. No, don't touch the poop. If you go touch the poop and do something stupid, I don't condone that. All right? Don't touch the poop. You're not a chicken nugget, you're a squirrel. Also, Melaleuca is an MLM. Preview. Z. Mother. And unlock. I'm going to have to do this in Chrome so y'all can have captions. Please hold. The reason that I'm having to do it this way is so that we can watch it full screen without wrecking our lives. Partially wrecking our lives. Okay, is that good? Oh. What in the world? Sorry, I'm messing around with something on a different, I think on a different screen. And I'm trying to adjust this. Okay. All right. Lock. And then I'm going to make this publish. Okay. This is our rep. She is in Scentsy, And the reason we're looking at this specific public figure is because Scentsy stamps of approval this specific rep. They put this rep on their stage and have this rep train all other reps. They had this rep train at Scentsy Family Reunion or World Tour. One of those. The big event. Okay? Which is even more frustrating because the training we're about to hear is absolutely twisty. It's the twistiest training, not that we've ever heard, but it's going to leave you slimy. I think it's important to watch, though, or listen to how... Sorry. We can't hear. Y'all can't see, right? We can't see. As I was raging. This is the rep. If you couldn't see the rep before, this is our rep. As I'm raging into the void. We're gonna go into Chrome so that okay, and I'm gonna open up settings so we can have our live caption, and then we're going to refresh.
Good morning.
All right, and then we're going to go to theater mode. Perfect. Sorry, I just needed a second to adjust me screaming into the void. The reason I thought that we could look at this rep because the precursor to us watching the streams for tomorrow that are going to be live, because we're going to be spilling the beans. Also, I'm short of spoons today, so there might be a lot of like huffing and puffing on my part. Apologies. It is what it is. I'll just let you know. Lock overlay. And we're going to turn all the other things off. Okay. That's okay. I'm glad y'all are sharing your highs and lows. I think I need to be put in timeout. Yes. I think members and I have taken a private members only vote, and due to her I don't want to give it away, but needless to say, she has the vote has been taken early, and she has been unanimously voted onto the she has been unanimously voted onto the and if you're new here and your sensibilities may be offended, but we have a we have something called the fuck you list. It is for people who take advantage of others. It is for people who do wrong by others. It's for people who um, put money above other people. It's for people who say, you know what, I'm going to choose me instead of human beings. It's for people who say, you know what, even if the words don't come out of their mouth or they don't really think of them, it's the spirit of, you know what, fuck you. So those people, that's why they get voted onto the list. Eric Worre's on the list, Brian Underwood's on the list, Ed Milet's on the list, Tony uh, Tony Robbins is on the list. Who else is on the list? Tony Zalecki's on the list, I think. Maybe he's not. I think maybe John Melton's on the waiting list. Orville? Is Orville on the list? There is a trigger warning sliding across the bottom of the screen. When we say the trigger warning is bad, it is bad. If you are like, do I really want to get slime today? If you even have that secondary thought in your mind, hop out of the stream. This is not one of those things where you're like, DC's probably just being careful. Sure. Yes, and also no. No, I'm not just being careful today. No. Today's not me just being like extra cautious. No. We were like crafting our little hearts out, trying to watch Scentsy stuff, getting getting ourselves primed, ready, getting reacquainted with Scentsy warmers and all that other stuff. And then we were like, Dad, come pick us up. We're scared and slimed and we need to shower. So, yeah. We added him last time when we saw his latest vid. Courtney Shortney because of Wookie and Kumba. And if not, if you weren't here last week with their dog, her husband's on the list. Her husband's on the list because of their new dog. And, I added him to the list myself. No vote. I went full dictator. With their new German Shepherd and their outdoor furniture and the German Shepherd incident and their outdoor furniture, her husband's on the list. I don't care. I went full dictator. Mr. Shortney's on the list too. I don't care. So yeah. Rage clean, craft, unsubscribe from my channel if you don't like the FU list. Like, it's mostly a watch list of like, don't join their multi-level marketing team potentially, or proceed with extreme caution because this person really has their own interests at heart more so than care and concern for any person that they come into contact with, in my opinion. And it is my channel, so everything is going to be in my opinion. Kelsey Ray, maybe he's on the watch list. Maybe we need to make a Pepe Sylvia board for the FU list. So, take a deep breath, do something. So anyways, what am I doing? Z. Um, this should be Chrome. And this should be... Why would this not be showing up here? Huh.
Happy Thursday.
Okay, please hold. Sorry. I need to put the captions on here.
Debbie Fitz Palmer here, DPP.
Oh, why are we so fast? 360. Oh. Apologies. We seem to have run into some turbulence. Screen share? What in the world? Why is this showing? Google Chrome. Oh, that's why. Got it. I'm new here. I'm not new here. That's what you get, DC, for being a brat about other people. I'll take the karma slap. Honestly, I don't. All the people in the world just doing bad things to others, I'm just not here for it anymore. Listening to this lady and what she talks about just without blinking an eye, I don't even know what to say at this point. And you can say all you want, oh, well, you don't know her intentions, you don't know blah, blah, blah. What was I just adjusting? Brave browser. Where is... Okay. Perfect. Okay. Decide for yourself. This is what I think. I would not... I'm glad I'm not in MLM anymore, and I'm glad that I'm not learning these tactics anymore. I'm glad that I got out because this seems even worse. This seems even more disgusting than I ever thought, listening to it in 2026. Grab a snack, grab a drink, take your meds. Turn down your AC if you have it. Turn on a fan. Regulate yourself. Don't hold your breath.
DPP coming to you live. So I have some tips that I want to share with you guys today. I'm always trying stuff, but when I try things, I want to share it because this is something that's really dear to my heart. And I think that because I'm so passionate about it, this is why it's been something that's really been great for me, very successful for those who I've helped. So I'm going to talk to you guys about fundraisers. So for those of you who are looking for ways to help in any kind of way, whether it's you, whether it's an organization, I want to talk to you guys about how easy it is for having a Scentsy fundraiser. Okay, my tongue get tired sometimes. So, okay, guys, I'm going to start with what we call traditional order fundraising. I got notes here. You see me looking sometimes because I don't want to be all over the place. So what we call traditional fundraisers is when people go face to face collecting orders. Now, this can be for organization. This can be for individual. And normally this type of fundraising I'm talking about is usually for schools, churches, medical fundraisers, family money that's needed, face-to-face fundraisers.
Usually it's for schools, churches, medical fundraisers, family. Money that's needed face to face. We kind of like, I was like, okay, this is it. I kind of thought, oh, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be generically bad. We're listening to this. I was like, okay, I'm rage, needle pointing. It's just gonna be regular, like, all right, keep listening. I'm gonna glaze over. It it gets so much worse. I wasn't anticipating how much worse it got. And on the title of this, she hashtagged Scentsy and she hashtagged fundraising. So it's not just like she was putting up the training for Scentsy itself, because she did, because Scentsy had the training available for all of their reps. Well, this one was available, but the one before this was available the one before this was available that was from the stage. This one, how many views did this one have? This one is a recent one that's training one, but this rep specifically is basically gold stamped from Scentsy. This rep is the one that's invited on stages to train. As I tried to like want to make sure I'm saying this correctly. Also, oh god.
So with that type, it can be done with, you know, first of all, okay, let me see this, say this. You have to establish how you want to do it. You have to set a goal. With all these fundraisers, you got to set a goal so you can know where to start. No, so the first fundraiser that I've done, that was a large one. It was a school fundraiser. I was in the airport and somehow we were talking, one of my friends and I, we were talking, and she asked me if we did fundraising. At the time, I said we do, but I had never done one. I say yes to everything. Let me figure out the details later. That's the kind of girl I am. So
you were lying? I say yes to everything, but then figure out the details. That's just the kind of girl I am. You had never done one before? Is it a big deal? I don't know. Is it a big deal? Do y'all think it's a big deal? Am I just like, have I just lost the plot? Are we gonna do a poll? Is this gonna be annoying? I don't know. Is this gonna be annoying? Who cares? What do we want? A poll. When do we want it? Now. Add. Poll. Start a poll. Is what she said a big deal? Since it was a lie. Yes. No. Meh. Y'all, love me. Answer my poll. I'll give y'all a minute to answer it. Don't worry, we're not going to leave it open forever. I just want to know. Deb, you're going to hate this one. The TLDR? Deb, no, for real. I won't run my mouth too much. And this is not me also, like, over exaggerating anything. She uses a fundraiser she's having for a cancer patient to recruit the cancer patient onto her team. And that's not the only medical fundraiser that she has that goes twisty like that. I know. Attendees. Okay. I'm going back to my poll. Yes, 94%. All right. Be transparent about, yes. You could say, I've never done one before, but we're allowed to do them. Tell me what you're thinking. I've never done one before, but we're allowed to do them. What are you thinking? Open the door. Open the door for them, invite them in. Open the door. Not for an MLM though. You know what I'm saying? Open the door. Okay, end poll. End poll. I don't know, let's find out. Exactly. Debs is gonna 2026 when anti-MLM makes Debs's head explode. That's I feel like that's just what's gonna happen. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go right now.
The school had about 700 students, I believe. And I was out there asking for help from everybody because I didn't know what I was doing. So I went to the school, did a presentation because they didn't know what Scentsy was. I took a Margot warmer with me, plugged it in, put the wax on top. They smelled it and said, okay, we want to do this fundraiser. So we did that. So in doing it that way, we had to come up with brochures for all of the students with paperwork so that they can take all of the orders. So these kids were having to go to people to take orders. I mean, we had a specified time frame for them to get the money back to us. They had an envelope that they could put the money inside of, but they had to literally go and ask people for orders. That's what we call the traditional face-to-face type of fundraiser. And that fundraiser was for anything that we had on the website because we had a form that allowed them to pick whatever they wanted. It wasn't a specific way for them to order. It was just whatever they want to order off of this fundraiser. And let me go back to this. Fundraisers are a way for us to give back. It is not something we profit from as a consultant. It's our way of giving back.
So when she said this, I was like, okay, at least in this case with the school, she didn't, it was her saying it was a way for her to give back. And then immediately my brain shut down because, like, I did that in Mary Kay. However, I got a bunch of contact information. I got, I don't know, like 500 names. A bunch of names. Maybe not 500. I went to 20 schools. I got into 20 schools. I set up meetings with 20 principals, got into 20 schools, did 20 teacher appreciation events, did 20 teacher appreciation events, so put together 20 gift events where I gave away 20, not 20, but knew how many teachers were at each school, paid and put together all these giveaway things, had a raffle where people put all their stuff in. There was one grand prize winner, and then everybody else got first place, whatever, a runner up. And the grand prize winner got $100 to spend at their facial. And the runners up, if they came with 6 friends, got $50. So every other teacher at the school got a runner up if they brought 6 friends. You know what I'm saying? I know. DC, you're so twisty. I know. So that's how I got a bunch of names, because I got their phone number. Because I said, I need to be able to call you if you win. If you want to enter the raffle for the $100, and if you want to give it away to your wife, you can. I just either need to be able to email. I need to be able to call you if you win. That's all I said. I need to be able to call you if you win, and I need to know what to call you when I call you on the phone. And so they'd write their name down, whatever name they wanted me to call them, and they'd put the little ticket in my little bucket. And that's how I got like 450 customers in Mississippi, cold calling my way to top 10 seller in Mary Kay. And I did do a satin hands, satin feet giveaway. I did not take any. I literally, like, when someone, I donated it all to the nursing home that I volunteered at. So let's say someone bought like satin hands, satin feet. Let's say someone bought a $50 and it cost me $25 to buy. I would buy the $25 to buy, and then I also bought the $25 retail part, and then so basically I would buy 2 sets or whatever. And then I donated everything, and I didn't give it, like, I didn't know enough to know, like, it helped my, like, volume. My upline was just excited because I, like, did this event like that, and of course she was happy because, like, it helped her volume. I was just too stupid to know as a consultant because I was so new. Do you know what I mean? I, like, didn't understand. I was just, like, doing all these things, and as my little, oh, I'm just following the rules, and my upline would be like, try this, and I would do it because, like, oh, I'm following the rules, and I'm getting rewarded for following the rules. That's literally what my little soul was, like, happy doing. So, anyways, but now that I've understand it, I understand why my upline was so happy, because she got all that volume. Because I did this whole, like, this fundraising thing where I ordered all this stuff because all these people donated, and I didn't think, like, oh, all this money would have been much more helpful. I mean, they did, like, we did get permission. I did get permission from the director, and we did, like, the satin hands on them before we went to, like, do the big donation. So it wasn't just, like, it was like a special needs, it was a mix of, like, special needs and non-special needs nursing home. I'm not saying the right word, but it's hard to talk about because I'm like ashamed of myself, and it is part of the backstory, but it's like it's still, it is what it is. I already did it. It's already, I can't go back and change it. I'm just happy like I didn't, I like bought as much as I could with people's money and I didn't take any money from it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's as good as I can, as like least regret as I can have for that. And now that I'm an anti MLM, I'm just like, I cannot. What is happening? The fact that she got all these kids to sell all this is wild, though.
So I just want to get that out there first. It's a way to give back. But how we gain as a consultant is that we get new customers.
Skilled
We can
care.
possibly book parties. We can possibly get new team members because the first fundraiser that I did, I was able to get 6 new team members. And one of the lady who led the PTA at the time promoted to director, and she did it in about 21 days. So that's the reward that we received for giving back. So the school was rewarded.
She did all, she said all this. I'm gonna rewind it. I'm sorry. She did the fundraiser, so they raised the money for the school, and she said her reward was getting 6 new team members and she got a director. So she really was looking for her own personal reward.
Team members, and one of the lady who led the PTA at the time promoted to director, and she did it in about 21 days. So that's the reward that we received for giving back. So the school was rewarded because of the orders that were placed and the money we gave back. But as consultants, how we gain is by getting the customers, booking parties, and getting new team members, repeat customers. So we're putting our name out there. So that's how we gain on our end. Okay. And if it's done during an incentive period of time, the volume that you've collected for the personal sales, that generally will help for incentives if we're in that period. Okay, just wanted to get that part out there. So that we talked about number 1, the traditional fundraiser. Now, number 2, for fundraiser events, okay? I do a lot of fundraiser events. So fundraiser events is where you have products on hand. And it's established as to how much you're going to give back to the organization or whoever it is that's hosting it. In some cases, they ask for 25%. Some cases, they ask for 15%, 20%, 25% of the profit. So example, if you sell $1,000, you would give a percentage of that back. That's a little different because you got to have products on hand if you do a fundraiser event. It's kind of like a regular event that you would have, like a home show, home and garden show. But home shows and boat shows, you have to pay up front. Well, if you're hosting a fundraiser event, you only pay based on what you sell, and it's an established percentage based on whatever that amount is. So I've done fundraiser events for benevolence funds. I've done it for American Heart Association. I've done it for the Cancer Association. What else have I done it for? I'm trying to think. That's just to give you an idea. Okay, so that's a fundraiser event. Okay, so the third one here that I've done is a sponsoring fundraiser. So the first sponsoring fundraiser I did was a Spoiler Senior because Mama is in a nursing home.
Take a breath. If this is where the stuff gets triggering, I'm not. We've kind of just like not danced around it, but it hasn't been like Uh, we're just gonna take a breath for a second. I'm taking a breath for a second. We watched this earlier and I'm like just waiting for a second because she's about to be our surprise and delight of Fluffery. Mm-hmm. The okay. Okay.
Have decided what items to give.
What just happened? Where's my Chrome?
I started doing this in 2020. It hit me like, okay, the seniors over there, nobody can come see them. So we had, it was called a Marshall Medley bundle. It's a hand cream, body wash. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, hand cream, body wash, hand lotion, something like that. So it was about $30. What I did, I put together the verbiage and I asked people to purchase a bundle. So every bundle that was purchased, I delivered them to the nursing home. That first year, we far exceeded our goal. So you got to always set a goal. So there were 97 residents at the nursing home at the time. So when I started the fundraiser, I said, we're looking to bless 97 residents at this nursing home. So that year, we far exceeded our goal. We ended up selling like 128 bundles at the rate of $30 each. So in this case, there was no money donated, but what we donated were the products. And there are things that we did along the way. I went and shared this every day. It's something you have to be consistent with in order to be successful with it. It's not like you get it and you sit on it. You cannot sit on it. So I post every day. I post sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. And then I also had the pay options available. Like I told people, I took Venmo, Zelle, Apple Pay, Facebook Pay. You got to put everything out there so people can know how to pay. And in this case, people could ship it directly to the nursing home, or they can give me the money so I can make the purchase. I'd rather do it that way because I can make a delivery all at once. And I went live when I delivered the products to show it, because people want to make sure that you're doing the things that you say you're going to do. So as items were coming in, I would take pictures. I would go live. I have an album set up on my Facebook page. So anybody who asks about how did you do those fundraisers is in my Facebook page in the albums, because I take pictures of everything I do. And I turn around and put it on YouTube as well. So I have a track record of showing how I do this. And okay, so you can spoil, just to give you an idea, it can be seniors, it can be firefighters. One of my team members, she spoiled firefighters, and she go like every month and deliver things to the firefighters. Some people do it with police officers. You can do it with nurses. You can do it with kids. It doesn't matter. I mean, we have Scentsy buddies. So every year at the close of the year, we like to spoil the kids with the Scentsy buddies. So you're not giving money back when you do like a buddy drive, as we would call it. We do a buddy drive, and we ask people to buy any stuffed animal, and we take those stuffed animals to the to the Ronald McDonald House or to the Children's Hospital. So we're talking about sponsoring fundraisers. So that's number 3. That's all. These things are simple and easy to do. Okay, number 4, virtual fundraisers. I actually have one going on right now, and it's so fresh on my mind, I could tell you. And what inspired me to do the virtual fundraiser was last year. I saw one of my friends, she was diagnosed with brain cancer. And I
Oh,
saw her make that post on Facebook. I'm very observant to see what people are going through. And I always feel the need to help somebody in some way. So when she posted that she was diagnosed with the brain cancer, I reached out to her, and later I saw that she had a GoFundMe account. But I reached out to her privately and said that I would love to help her raise some money.
the member squirrels and I had a weak moment earlier. Not a weak moment. If you're here, welcome. On my channel, we have a couple of rules. Normally we have some lanes we stay in, but sometimes we play bumper car a little bit. This afternoon we certainly did. Uh, Members and I did, because uh sometimes fuckery is afoot, and using someone's cancer diagnosis to make money in your multi-level marketing program, maybe. I had a weak moment, but I still don't think I did. So we can't do it now, but we certainly took a break earlier. Absolutely, absolutely not. The only thing we are allowed to do collectively all the time: numpty, acceptable; chicken nugget, acceptable; describing behavior, always acceptable. The behavior of this rep is deplorable, predatory, disgusting. I don't know. I don't know. I do not know what to say other than Orville and Orville's team put their stamp of approval on this training tactic. Not this training specifically, but this individual and this type of training mentality. We literally were going through and following every single person. This is not an anomaly. This training is not an outlier. This type of training is what is like at the heart of what Orville and Heidi and all of like the Order of the Burnt Popcorn is all about, and a lot of other multi-level marketing programs are about. Predatory, product-based pyramid scheme. I know pedantic is not the right word, but I'm just like, I'm so frustrated. I know, like, trivial was like not the right word. Just wanna like, I'm just It's an eye roll of a lifetime. Just gross. Just all of this. I'm just over it. Like the stream, please. It's a free way to support the channel. If you want allowed. Um, yeah, you can subscribe free. You can like the stream free. Leave a comment after the stream free. Super chats are off. Membership gifting still on. You can, I'll put it in the live chat. Ko-Fi on super tips where you can have our little squirrels read your messages still on, I think. Paste. Don't join an MLM. It gets worse. It's about to get really worse listening to her. Take a break.
And I don't see people saying no to that, especially if somebody's in need. I'm not going, if I need something, I'm not going to say no to that. That's just who I am. If I need it, yeah. So she said yes. So I told her what I was going to do. So I made a Facebook group for her. And I named it Help for Stephanie is what I called the group. And I also made a link in my workstation. We have a website. So I attached the link that I made for her, Help for Stephanie, is what I call the party link. I got the group set up. I made her admin, and she invited as many people as she could. She invited like over 1,000 people. And you know, when you set up a group, people have to accept. So out of 1,000 people, when she invited them, I think about 400 people accepted. So we got in there. She was very active. And I think it was very therapeutic for her. It gave her something to look forward to. It gave her something to do. And, you know, and the first thing I did, I got a picture of her. I asked her to share a picture with me in her story. Because if I'm going to help her, I need to know a little bit about the details of what she's going through. So I asked her to give me the story along with the picture. And in the group that I made, I put that in there and I pinned it to the top as a featured statement. So people coming in can see that. And I attached the party link at the top. So as she's inviting people in, I'm making daily posts and telling people, first of all, we established a goal. So our goal was, I think, $3,000. So we established a goal and we did all we could to meet that goal.
Wait for
and
it.
each day I kind of kept people on top of where we were and what we were doing.
Wait for it.
I'm going to tell you guys, we exceeded the goal. People kept buying and they were so happy to help her. People are happy to help people. So we constantly did things and we thanked people for helping out. And she was my customer for like several years. It went so well until I told her this. I said, we have enough orders in your fundraiser. I could turn around and make you become a consultant. Not only will you get all the commissions, you will also get all the free and half off items that's been building up. in this link. And she agreed. So I was able to turn around and not only just give her all the commissions, but she became a consultant so she can get all the extra stuff that came along with it.
She. Debbie, this rep, if you wonder why I'm mad right now, Debbie had this party, this fundraiser going for this lady who had brain cancer. And if you're not an MLM, or if you're early to Scentsy, or if you haven't decided to join Scentsy and you're wondering, that sounds like she did a good thing. No, it's not a good thing. It's a bait and switch. It's the long game, okay? Debbie, quote unquote, did the same type of thing she did with the school fundraiser. She did the school fundraiser. She got the volume that she needed for the month. No, she didn't get the money. She got the volume, though, for rank. And she got those 6 recruits, and she got a director. Okay? And she got all those names for customers, and she got recurring customer purchases. All right? She got stuff for the long game. And with this individual, the individual who had brain cancer, she got all those customer names potentially if the individual with brain cancer didn't end up becoming a rep. However, and this happens in every single multi-level marketing company. And I will explain what happened to Mary Kay. All of the people end up doing the ordering or whatever, and you add up all the sales, and then the host at the end, the rep who does the party shows the host how much money the party has sold. And then the rep says, oh, look at all this stuff that we sold. That means you're going to get all this stuff for free. But if you sign up as a rep today, I will give all the commission to you. Do you want to sign up as a rep today? And so then they're like, oh my gosh. And if they sign up as a rep, they may end up still getting their stuff for some of the stuff that they were offered for free. And so they end up getting the commission that day. Blah, blah, blah. So it's not just in Scentsy that they do this. I'm not just picking on Debbie here. But Debbie did that to the individual that she's been doing all this nice stuff for in this love bombing situation. And so the individual who feels grateful to her already looks at all the money that's come in that she is, I'm not sure how much she's going to be able to keep, but looks at Debbie and says, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. Of course I want to keep the commission, and of course I'll sign up as a rep. It gets worse when we keep playing. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. Only the commissions went to the person. Debbie gets the volume, and she gets more income because she gets another independent contractor underneath her. You look underneath. She gets an independent contractor underneath her. And so she's building this more complex product-based pyramid. And so she's playing the long game of something that actually benefits her more. But it looks like she's being so nice by giving the commissions to the person that she did the fundraiser for. Sorry, I'm trying to say thank you. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to log in. So it's just twisty, twisty, twisty. Thank you for exposing Scentsy Fluffery. I appreciate it. Ugh. My soul has a migraine from Scentsy. So when I plugged in the transcript from her video into Perplexity. Then I plugged in Scentsy's policies and procedures. Then I plugged in Scentsy's compensation plan. And I overlaid them like an old school projector nonsense situation. And one of what she says, I'm trying to, can I hide this? I just want y'all to be able to see more of it. Or no? No? View? Of course, I can't see it. We need more power. Why is this so hard to use? Oh, wrong. Made that mistake. I'm trying to read what it said, but I wanted to show you on the screen what it said because what do I know? Nothing. Search. Projects. Edit. No, no, no. Fill. Help. I know we changed it the other day. That's okay. Whatever. I'll just read it. So, every fundraiser sale still runs through her personal Scentsy website, which means it counts as her personal retail volume, the PRV, under the current Scentsy compensation plan effective April 1st, 2025. PRV is exactly what generates commission of 25% on personal sales. She keeps this unless she chooses to hand it over. a 5% bonus in any month sales exceed 2,500 PRV, rank advancement, and the group team wholesale volume that drives leadership bonuses. Qualification for incentive trips tied to volume in a defined incentive period. Oh, she forgot to tell us that part. But she's just doing all this out of the goodness of her heart, right? I find that so interesting that she's doing all this and she's still making a crap ton of money. Thank you. Cowlicks are cowlicking. A fundraiser only benefits the consultant because I tried it and it was a no-win for the recipient, so I gave toward her. So many I know that are dealing with cancer. I hope nobody does this to them. Yeah. I'm so embarrassed that I was in so many MLMs. I'm so grateful for you all. I'm glad you got out. I was in one MLM. It was one of the things that almost ended my marriage. I believe it. I believe it. I mean, I worked so many hours doing Mary Kay, and I ended up hosting almost all of the quote unquote skincare classes at my house because it ended up I would have almost all of my appointments never cancel because my home would always be available and always be clean, which would be the reason that most people would cancel because they didn't want to like have people over at their house. Was she ever in Beachbody? I'm not sure. We just discovered her today. Like we squirrel trailed. We squirrel trailed too close to the sun, honestly. I hate to say this because I know I say this every time we get into trouble. By we get into trouble, like I accidentally go on a detour with us, like without snacks and without hydration, and it's like we didn't remember to fill up the gas and we're like, road tripping, but it gets worse. You all got to me first, so I never joined an MLM despite growing up surrounded by them. I'm so glad, Pixie. Here we go. Bottom line of the money question, we don't profit framing is technically about the donated percentage, but the transcript itself admits the volume helps her incentives. Debbie is materially benefiting. Commission when kept, rank progress, incentive trip qualification, new recruits, and new customer lists. That is profit in every sense that matters, just not always in the form of a check on that specific order. The 2010 policies and procedures doesn't contain a formal fundraiser program, since he formalized fundraisers later, but several practices she describes run into rules that are in that document. So, the one thing she may end up getting into trouble with a section in the Scentsy section 6.4.3 prohibits monetizing the personal website through outside programs. I don't know specifically because I'm just getting into trouble on the internet, so she may want to take a look at that again. She was talking about building custom party links or donation links. So she may get into trouble for that, but I don't know. routing personal benefit fundraising through the Scentsy sales funnel may be a big no-no, but I don't know. Again, please see the scrolling ticker at the bottom. View at your own risk and at the risk that everything I'm saying might be wrong. So let's keep watching. Here we go. Buckle up.
Yeah, we did that. And sadly, she lost her battle. She lost her battle with cancer. But the thing that I love most about it is that I gave her something to look forward to during the time that we did this. I even went to visit her when she was in the hospital before she passed away. I'll never forget when I first met her, she would spend $300 and $400 and $500 at my events. We met at a boat show, and she would buy. She loved Scentsy, and I'm grateful that I was able to bring her joy with the products. So this fundraiser that I got going on right now, let me tell you guys, and it's dear to my heart also. So one of my friends that I met at one of my events several years ago, he's a police officer. And I can't even really remember how we met, but I remember us meeting there. He was a real kind person. And somehow we connected on social media. But again, I wasn't seeing, I don't know how things just pop up in your news feed, because it wasn't like we see each other anymore, weren't interacting or anything like that. But all of a sudden, I started seeing things that he was sharing on social media. So he was sharing that his wife had multiple strokes. And again, I'm always so busy. I didn't really pay attention because I'm so ADHD. I saw bits and pieces of it, but I didn't take time out to really read it. So I'm looking and looking. So one day he added me to a group. You got to accept if somebody adds you. And I thought, let me take a pause and see what he's doing. And I looked at it, I said, oh my gosh, his wife had a stroke. So I decided to personally direct message him, and he told me what happened. He told me she had 4 strokes. She's only in her 40s. And this last stroke really, kind of, did some things where she can't work. So I asked him this question. I said, I would love to help you. I love to give back. I would love to help you with a fundraiser. And the first,
I don't have any words. And we could be oceans apart. We could be oceans apart on how we interpret me saying she's taking advantage of people and you saying she's helping people. My experience in multi-level marketing from 2014 to 2022 and then from 2022 to 2026, I don't know how much multi-level marketing content I've watched now, and how many policies and procedures and I don't know, like the FTC documents and articles, and my brain is buffering, just like how much content I've taken in to like try to educate myself on all of this, working for a cult expert for almost a year. The amount of stuff that I've taken in to try to educate myself, I am telling you right now, I don't think, in my opinion, that Debbie is helping anybody by quote unquote fundraising for medically fragile people. And what she does next what she does next, what she does next, because not only is she saying, I would like to help you with a fundraiser, nope, wait for it. Apparently, no does not mean no. No means not yet.
The first thing he said to me was no. He said, only thing I want is for people to pray. That's what he said. And at this point, what I said to him, I said, what I had to learn is when people come to me and say that they want to help me, I have just learned to say thank you. Because people are doing it because they really want to help. And I had to learn how to say thank you when people want to offer help.
I'm rewinding it for about 2 minutes so you can hear that again. I'm not trying to be like, you need to listen to this again, but I'm saying you need to listen to this again. I'm sorry. I know that me pausing it is difficult sometimes. I'm gonna rewind it until maybe 15 minutes.
Direct message him, and he told me what happened. He told me she had 4 strokes. She's only in her 40s. And this last stroke really, kind of, did some things where she can't work. So I asked him this question. I said, I would love to help you. I love to give back. I would love to help you with a fundraiser. And the first thing he said to me was no. He said, only thing I want is for people to pray. That's what he said. And at this point, what I said to him, I said, what I had to learn is when people come to me and say that they want to help me, I have just learned to say thank you. Because people are doing it because they really want to help. And I had to learn how to say thank you when people want to offer help. So I went on to tell him about my personal situation. I told him about my son back in 2000.
Excuse you? Excuse you? Maybe I'm wrong. I think that consent is still important, even if that means I think consent's important. Sorry. I still think consent is important. And I think this is so twisty because she's using her a quote unquote story about receiving help, financial help regarding food or care or whatever it is, in a twisty way because she's using it to maneuver and manipulate this guy who has a medically fragile family member that she's trying to get access to for her own personal financial gain. Debbie, don't you do it. Oh, wait, you already gone and did it. No means no. Can you imagine too if someone's in a position where they are or they are taking care of a medically fragile person, a medically compromised person, how exhausted they are, that it is exhausting to say no anyways, and then you're putting that extra pressure on them after they've said no. you're putting that burden on them to continue to cross that boundary. If that earlier didn't put you on the FU list, this would do it right, meow. Not just not just taking advantage of medically compromised people, like the individual who had brain cancer earlier, but this family member who was taking care of was the caregiver to his wife who survived 4 strokes, and you are now telling him his no didn't mean no, that you know better than he knows? No thanks. I turned help down from my mom because she wasn't there for me when I needed her most. Oh. And again, maybe I don't understand. I think I must, like, maybe my bias towards multi-level marketing is ruining my perspective on this. I have definitely some big logs in my eye about this, in terms of, I guess, from my own journey of telling people no, 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 no. And this lady's like, no, you don't know. You don't know better. Let me tell you. It's like, nope, nope, no thanks. Can I use your bad situation to benefit my pyramid scheme? I I mean, do a fundraiser? Exactly. Exactly. I don't want to trauma dump. It's just a frustrating situation, and I wish. No worries. I mean, if anybody wants to share something like triggering or heavy in the chat, y'all are welcome to. Just like, for example, do like a TW, for example, like abusive parent, or TW, like narcissistic relative, or TW, whatever it is. So then people can like skip the whole comment if they need to, and then you can share if you want to. Sometimes, and then if we need to like get back on track, we can, but if you need to, if you want to share, you can. It's fine.
In 2012 had a brain tumor, and I had to fly back and forth from Alabama to New Mexico several times. And people would always ask me, how can I help? And I would tell people, if you could share my website link, that would truly help me and my family, because this is how
Good night,
I
Lady
help take care
Myersaw.
of my family. So the next time my brother had a stroke in 2016, same thing. People were asking, how can I help? I made a link for him as well. How can you help? You can share this link if you want to help some way. The next time was when Mama got sick. People will ask, how can I help? You can help by sharing this link. And I told him all of that. He said, okay, yes, I'll accept. I said, okay, this is what we need to do next. We need to set a goal. What is it about? What can
It's one thing to say, be direct, to ask what you need help with. Sure. It's another thing to use good advice from someone who's in a multi-level marketing company who's using their positioning like this. I gotta move this onto my lap, but I'm scared I'm gonna fall. Ah! Please hold. Ugh. 1 second. Bad pain day. Sorry. We're gonna fall. Yep. We're good. Enjoy. I'm looking at my nostrils. It's all good. It's one thing to like be twisty about the advice you're giving someone to then position yourself like she's doing for financial gain. She can leave my people with brain cancer alone. One of my favorite YouTube people has it. Yeah. My mother-in-law passed away from it, and she was like one of the very like best people that I knew. And it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, life's so short, and then when people get sick, it's like everybody comes out of the woodwork to take advantage or profit off of them. And I don't, it's like people did the same thing with Jesse Lee. Sorry, I'm trying to like get my pain under control. It feels like my like thoughts are trying to get through molasses right now. I'm gonna press play.
Can I help you with? What number do we need to reach? And it made him start thinking. So he thought about it. He said, the mortgage payment, that would be helpful because his wife doesn't work and it's going to take her several months to get approved for disability because she can't not work at all. So I told him, I said, anytime you lose an income, that puts pressure on the family. I know this because I lived it. I lived it, so I know this. And he said, if it's about 4 months of mortgage payments, that'll probably come to like $4,800, something like that. So I rounded up to $5,000. So our goal is to get $5,000 raised to help him with mortgage payments, he and his wife. So this was Sunday evening, this past Sunday when we got to this point. So as I'm sitting here at home, thank God for ChatGPT. I went to ChatGPT and typed in what we were looking for. Her name is Maria. So I asked ChatGPT to create a flyer establishing how many fragrance files we need to sell. So I chose fragrance files for this reason. Number one, they are affordable. Number two,
Fragrance flowers are a Scentsy product. And so she's going to explain all this, but I'm trying to let you know if you are new to Scentsy, new to multi-level marketing. I don't know what your level of awareness for this whole like product-based pyramid fluffery is. She's a multi-level marketer. She is a higher level multi-level marketer. She trains on stage or has trained in the past for Scentsy on stage. She is a public figure, and she's been she's talking about the why behind all these training things that other leaders are using to train their downlines as well. But David said also, when these people do these fundraiser, don't they have to put out people's name and some personal info? What if they don't want to advertise to the world what they're going through? They probably agreed to that when they say yes. So I'm guessing, I mean, that's a good question. I don't know, but I'm guessing that's one thing they agree to, unless the Facebook groups are private. So maybe that's something that maybe that's something that's a speed bump they've run into, and the Facebook group is private. But it doesn't really matter if it is private if they have a whole group of new contacts, because these fundraisers aren't about, the publicity doesn't matter about these fundraisers, because if the host doesn't end up surviving, I'm going to sound so callous. If the host doesn't end up surviving, the rep who's in that group still has access to all of the contacts. If the host ends up joining as a rep, then the original rep gets to train the host on how to use all of the people who purchased and joined that group as new contacts and new leads on continuing to purchase or purchase products with Scentsy. And if that host doesn't want to be a rep but be a good customer, then the rep is going to use the host as a validator for the rep being trustworthy and a good person to buy Scentsy through. So it's a win, win, win for the rep. And it doesn't have to be public. And that's how we did it in Mary Kay. That's how we did it in Young Living. I know it sounds so gross what I'm like talking about in these MLM stuff. Yeah. Oh no, for sure. They like these fundraiser groups. It is a copy and paste of like a party group, of like a online party group. Young Living used to do these online, basically you do these online party things where you pre-record these videos and you watch it, and then you post the next video, and you post the next video, and like you keep going, It's a whole thing. It's basically you get trapped in a group with people you don't know, and the host that's with you validates you. And that is the goal. Basically, you need someone to tell other people that you're not a serial killer. That's it. You just need someone to tell other people that you're not weird. You're not weird in a bad way. You could be weird in a good way. And please don't, please pick up the phone or like open the text message or like read the Facebook cold message when it comes through. So,
Number two, people will not have one because they're not sold in stores. And it's something that lasts up to 4 months. Like, let's start with that. We make that be our goal.
okay, Tori.
So initially, I think we said the goal was to sell 278 fragrance flowers. I'm trying to go from memory.
I'll find my phone.
So now we're down to 244 fragrance flowers. So we're getting there. We're chopping at the bits at this. So we started this. I started setting it up Sunday night. So it actually went live Monday. So we're into the 4th day. And I think we've sold like close to 50 fragrance flowers. All of this is done online. So with him, I did not have to make a group on Facebook. He already had one. So since he had one already, I went right over there and just started making posts asking for people's help for the fundraiser. And people, the orders just popping in like this, popping in like this, popping in. And then the thing that's very interesting is that I've had a couple of people ask me, do I have to just buy a fragrance flower? Can I buy something else? Absolutely. They're not restricted to just ordering one thing. It's just that we're using that as a target so we can kind of track it. So today, somebody said to me that they want a fixed income and they really want to help because they said, Maria's just so sweet. She has touched many hearts. So she said, I'm on limited income. So I told her how she could do this. I said, I can order it and it can just be picked up so you can save on shipping. So I spoke with Kevin. He's Maria's husband. And he said he'll be willing to pick orders up from my house. So that's something else that we're adding to it. We just started that today. I didn't think about that at the beginning. So it's amazing how when you're doing these fundraisers, you can kind of figure things out along the way. Again, this is new. This is the second one I've done like this. So I'm kind of figuring my way through this. And I've had a lot of people to ask me how you're doing it. And I thought, let me just come over here and tell you guys how I'm doing these fundraisers. And I've had many people asking, how do you get these fundraisers? When you are in a place where you want to help somebody, that's how you find them. When you see people are in need, you ask them. Let me tell you what else I have done with virtual fundraisers. Go back to my brother. I created a link for him when he was going through what he was going through with his cancer, the stroke. I made that link and it's on my website. And my brother had leukemia. So when people see that, they click on it because they want to help him. Now, same thing with Mama. When Mama was going through what she was going through, they click on it, link.
Nick just said it's the MLM version of ambulance chasing. Yep. It feels like the same thing. We see this. This was so gross. When Jessie Lee got colon cancer, she showed you the amount of packages she had received from all the people she knew in the industry of them sending her their top products from their multi-level marketing companies of stuff they wanted her to try. And not only the stuff they wanted her to try, but stuff they wanted her to try on camera. Sorry, I'm trying to like move my computer back so I don't drop my camera on there. The stuff they wanted her to try on screen, because what if one of their products cured her cancer? And then wouldn't that just be incredible marketing? Wouldn't that just be so great? Wouldn't that just be like the best ever? They could say this cured Jessie Lee Ward's cancer. If any of y'all, I would love to find out, and I will say this. It is one of the things that I would work and not be a chicken nugget about. But if Courtney Shortney gave me a list of every single person who sent Jessie Lee Ward multi-level marketing products when they found out that she had cancer, I would blast those people online in a heartbeat. And I might go easier on Courtney for a little bit as like a thank you. But I know she would never do that. I know she would never like give me that list. And I don't even know if she had like the like the foresight to even keep a list like that. I would have gone scorched earth. I don't know. Afterwards. Is this training not wild? It's wild to me. My mouth was hanging open for the entire after as she kept going.
I always keep an ongoing link for them. I have multiple links on my website so people can choose what they want to support. And when my daughter was in high school, we went on several trips. We went to Spain, we went to Scotland. So I knew I didn't have the money right off like that. So I made a link for her to go on these trips. So same thing now. She's in dental school. So I have a link right now. It says my daughter's in dental school. So people know the expenses that come along with that. So they click on that link and they shop. So I have all kinds of links on my website so people can choose. I have website order shop here, link. I have a link for my daughter, one for my brother, one for mama, so they can choose what they want to support. That's the great thing about being a Scentsy consultant is that we can open up all kinds of options to help people, even our own family. So fundraisers are easy. They're simple. I go about asking people just like the fundraiser that I got at the airport, the big school. So much came out of that because I didn't ask about this one. She asked me, and I don't say no to stuff. Let me go figure it out later. That's what I do. But I know the ultimate goal is to help people. In whichever way we choose is to help people. Again, there are 4 ways to do fundraisers. We got our traditional one, like big school fundraisers and organizations. Number 2, we have the fundraising events where you have products on hand and you sell what you have and you give an established percentage back to the organization based on what you have decided on. Number 3, sponsorship fundraisers where you have decided what items to give back to an organization, whether it's a nursing home, firefighters, police officers, the kids with the buddies. You establish what product you want to give back. Number 4, the virtual fundraisers, like the one I'm doing right now. So there are just so many different ways, and it's all based on what it is that you want to do and how you feel that you can put a smile on somebody's face. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.
No. No, 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 no. I'm about to go check out what those links look like, but we're not gonna, nobody's touching the poop. I'm not touching the poop. I'm going to see what the what those delightful links look like. Select a party. Oh. So she can create the links through Scentsy. So she has 12 open parties and the parties never close. But I don't know how she like checks people out. But maybe she can check people out before a party closes. Do y'all promise not to touch the poop if I show you what the parties look like? Drop a 1 in the chat if you promise not to touch the poop if I show you what the parties look like. Welcome back, Tori. Okay. 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 Yes. We're too sanitary to touch the poop, okay? Here we go. Or not. Okay. Oh. Gaga, please hold. Hold on. We burp, burp. Burp, burp, burp. So close. What in the world? I'm having some issues. No, delete. Copy, paste. What? Ugh. Okay. We'll just look at this. Here's what the parties look like. All right, so there's 12 open parties. And I will try to pop this out so it's easier to see. So Scentsy allows you, oops. And Kirk's shopping link, Melissa's Summers Bash, my daughter's in dental school, prayers for my brother Jeff, Rachel's reward link, Summer Splash, UAB Fundraiser 1, UAB Fundraiser 2, Veterans Fundraiser, Veterans Fundraiser, website orders, shop here. What do you mean, Veterans Fundraiser? What do you mean? What do you mean? So, Scentsy lets you create the shopping parties, and I guess you can process orders within that party. You can cash them out. So we're support your veterans here. Well, that doesn't surprise me that she's going to use every single angle to sell multi-level marketing products. So that's Debbie. And I wasn't really expecting to see the level of pivots that happen and the level of doubling down that she went after she threw a fundraiser for her customer who had brain cancer and then raised well and above the amount for her customer who had brain cancer, then went further and said, hey, you see all this money we raised for you? Wouldn't it be better if you then got a commission on that money that we raised for you by becoming a rep with Scentsy? And this person doing this training's not from 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, or 1 year ago. That training's from 4 months ago. And guess what? This rep is not just like an obscure rep, not an outlier. This is a rep that Orville and Heidi invite to stage to train. From what I see. Because this rep is linked on their website at this time of this stream. That's where we got the link from. Allegedly. And the next rep, not the next rep, the next story she told is when she pushed a family member of a medically fragile individual who had 4 strokes, and after he said, no, I don't really want you to throw a fundraiser for me, and she said, well, you know what, I really don't respect it. When I've needed help, I've just had to learn to let people do what they want. And you know why? Because it lets them just feel like they can offer something. And you should let me do what I want to do because I need commission. She didn't say that part. And so he's like, you know what? Sure, you can help. God. Dude, we've streamed a Pet MLM a couple times. It's been wild. I'm glad you didn't join. We created a party name it what we like, and get paid based on the volume. Pottery. Yep. Yeah. Pottery's wild. Well, tomorrow I will tell you we are going to be live at 6. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Let me open up Pepe Sylvia. General session starts at 5 Mountain Time. And Mountain Time is an hour behind Central Time. So I set the stream up for 6 p.m. So it means that we're going to have a stream for 3 hours, if not more, because I'm getting a clean recording And we're going to use the clean recording simultaneously with me running my mouth. But we're probably going to be able to play it at 1.25 speed-ish. Right? Like he didn't already have enough of a mental load to carry. Right. Because it's all about Debbie. Depending on who can do it, I'm going to ask Jessica if she can, but I will be downtown at the medical center on one of the days, or maybe two of the days for the middle of the day one, but I will be streaming every single night. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, well, and Friday morning, because Friday night doesn't have one. So, bring your popcorn, bring your soda, bring your healthy drinks, whatever floats your boat, and I will see you later. Please like the stream. You only have 3 hypes per week, but after this one ends, if you wanna save your hypes though for like the live streams for the other ones, feel free to do that, and I will see you later. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Bye.